Hi, I'm Virgil Walker with We the People, American Black and White. I want to talk to you about healthcare reform, but I want to do it in a way unlike what you've experienced in the past. In the past, you listen to the pundits on television who talk to you about healthcare reform, and the words they use, the terminologies they use are so unbelievable that it's almost as if they want you to misunderstand what's actually taking place. So my goal in the course of the process of this series that will begin is to give you tidbits of information that will help you to kind of formulate your mindset and your decision. Oftentimes you hear the pundits talk about it and it's just ridiculous. So I want to do it in a way that you understand, that I understand, in a very common sense way. And the first thing I want to do is, again, we're doing something a little bit different in that we're not approaching this from a 2-minute topic standpoint. In the past, you've seen our 2-minute topics where we get on and hit you in 2 minutes and then, take a topic, chop it up, talk about it, and give you kind of our thought process. I want to do this differently in that I want to kind of give you some food for thought as you begin to reach out to senators with regard to health care, and you can have some points of interest to begin speaking about in a intelligent way. I want to look at a report that was done by Rasmussen, and this was a poll that just recently came out. It was done prior to the polling was actually taking place prior to the Senate taking up the issue as to whether or not they were going to debate it on the floor. Interestingly enough, it reveals how out of touch lawmakers are currently with regard to what we, the American people, really think and feel. What it revealed was that 56% of the American public actually oppose health care in its current form. 56%. And only 38% are in favor of health care reform. What that reveals is that A, lawmakers are out of touch. B, that unlike ever before health care reform, there are more people who oppose health care reform today than have ever opposed it since we began talking about the subject matter. What that reveals is that as you, the American people, the American public, get a clearer and clearer picture of what's being planned for you, you're emphatically declaring, no, that is not what you want. And I think that, again, it just proves the point that lawmakers are out of touch. When you begin to look at the demographics, 60% of seniors are opposed to health care in its current form. 60% of those, again, 65 years or older, the older I get, the less and less I think of 65 as a senior. But that's what they're claiming in the article, in the Rasmussen article. 60% of you out there who are 65 years or older oppose this, and I think it's very clear as to the reasons why. Number one, you understand that when the president and or Democrats talk about taking $500 billion, $500 billion out of from Medicaid, that your quality of life is going to be severely impacted, that you're going to see fewer and fewer benefits, that the health care that you have or have been able to receive through Medicare is going to be incredibly rationed, that you're going to see fewer and fewer procedures. In fact, there was a number of reports that came out this week where they're trying to increase the age for mammograms for those who suffer from the potential of breast cancer. They want to move the age from 40 to 50 years old. Well, the reason they're doing that is because it saves costs. But when you look, in fact, at what most older-aged Americans die from, it's two things. One, it's heart disease, and the other is cancer. And so those are the very areas that they're wanting to cut, restrict, and reduce the benefits that you're able to receive. And emphatically, 60% of you are waking up to that fact and realizing that that's not something that you desire. When you look at one of the things in the article that really blew my mind was the fact that it said Democrats believe that the top priority of the president is health care reform. And my thinking is, are they insane? Since when did they get voted into office to represent the top priority of a president? I thought, in a democracy and a republic, that we vote those people into office, we vote lawmakers into office so that they can represent the top priorities of we the people, of the American people. But obviously, I'm wrong. Democrats think that they need to represent the top priority of the President of the United States. So I think it's important for us to send a very clear message with regard to that. When you look at the public option, and I won't go into all the numbers with regard to this, you can look this up yourself. It's on rasmussenreports.com. The articles there talks about the incredible low that healthcare reform is actually, folks that are in favor of it are actually lower than ever before, fewer than ever before. With regard to the public option, the support for that's dwindling. Senators are realizing that. That's why more and more of them are backing away from it. When you ask those who support, the handful of people that actually support the public option, when you ask them whether or not they are in favor of the public option, if in fact there's legislation or there's an amendment in there that allows businesses, companies to avoid paying for privatized insurance and in return are able to pick up a government option, support dwindles to almost nothing. And the bottom line is this: three things. Number one, the party in power are really blinded right now to a socialized ideology which tells them that they know better for us than we actually do for ourselves. And it's important, and it's time actually for us to send a very clear message. Point two, it's time for you and I to stand up and make our voices heard and let them know that if they pass this legislation, number one, they need to stop in their tracks. Number two, if they pass this legislation in any way, shape, or form, that their longevity on Capitol Hill is going to be completely reduced, just like the health care benefits for those who are on Medicare. They're going to be cut, sent back home, sent packing, and that they'll no longer be our representatives, and deservedly so. Their fate will be in their own hands. And finally, this president, if he decides that this is a continued direction he'll be up for a rude awakening, understanding that in 2012 his time in office will be up. There'll be no second term, and that he'll need to pack his bags and go back to Illinois, where he belongs. The tax burden. I had the opportunity to talk with a physician earlier today, and he was talking about the tax burden that this legislation is going to incur on his small business. And he was emphatic about the fact that there were going to be fewer and fewer people working with him because of the fact that the kinds of proposals that are outlined in the health care reform bill the burden it was going to actually put on his small business was just astronomical. So what you're looking at is an increase in taxes. You're looking at an increase in unemployment, which right now at 10.3% unemployment, it's going to actually look like happy days are here again if this legislation passes, because you're going to see unemployment rates north of 15%, 17% if this and other bills that are currently planned are actually put into place. So I really do believe in closing that the era of Obama is going to be something that we think of in lockstep with the Carter administration. A time in our history where there was a very low sense of American pride, and when I watch this president bow to world leaders, I'm dumbstruck by what he's doing and by the impact that he's having, with regard to all kinds of matters, not the least of which being healthcare, is just unbelievable to me. I absolutely love this country, and I'm looking forward to the American people actually taking a stand, rising up, and declaring that we will not sit by idly while these lawmakers do things that are A, not in our best interests, and B, something we'd rather them not do. So I'm asking each of you to step up, to stand up, and to reach out to your senator, and to make that phone call over the course of the holidays. If they're holding a town hall meeting, get to the town hall meeting, make your voice heard, and let them know what we're not in favor of, that we will not sit by idly while they do to us what they will. And I wish each of you during the holiday the very best for you and your family. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.